आप कोई काम करें प्रभु आप सीधा लॉक करेंगे
Hare Krishna.
Just keep it back here. Yeah.
So yesterday,
Where is Gilraj?
Om Gyan Tilandasya Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshakarine Janchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you for coming again today. And today we continue. So this third text, and the previous text was said that Nignato Kimvadha. How can you kill us? So Kimvadha. Now the gopis are contemplating. It is not only wrong for you to be killing us when we are giving ourselves to you, but this is the opposite of what you have done in the past. They say, you have saved us so many times in the past. Now, is it that you saved us from demons so that you would kill us yourself? So that is what they are asking. And here, they are making a listing of the various times when they have been saved. So, Visha Jala Pyayat, the poisoned water. What does that refer to? Kaliya pastime, yes. Vyakshasad. So, here. I'm entangled with a digital and a physical garland. So digital is the higher taste. So, Vyal Rakshasad. So, Vyal refers to basically a serpent. So, who is Vyala Rakshasad? Vyala Rakshasad, that is Aghasur. So, this is okay. Kaliya is also a serpent. Kaliya is more like a nag. There's a snake and a nag. So, Aghasur was more like a snake. Vyala Rakshasad. Then, Varsha Marutar Vaidyuntanalar. So, Varsha is rains. Maruta is winds. Vaidyun is lightning. So, who attacked with all these three things? Indra. So that is, so she's in Govardhan. So the gopis are including both demons and you could also devatas also. The dangers came from various sides. Then Vrishya Mayatmachar. So Vrishya is a bull. What does the bull refer to? Arishtasura here. And Mayatmajat. Maya is the Mayadana. So Maya Atmaja, his son. That is Vyomasura. Vyomasura is Mayatmajat. And all these demons, they were extremely religious. How religious? Vishwato Bhayat. That they caused terror in the whole universe. And Rishabhate Vayam. So there is a rhyme between the word Risha in the previous line and Rishabha in this line also. So Risha and Rishabha. Rishabha is of course the first name, but Rishabha also means bull. So the idea is, see, among wild animals, lions and tigers are considered very powerful. Among domestic animals, bulls are considered very powerful. That's why Purusha Rishabha, oh bull among men. Like that Rishabha, the Gopi, you are a great person. Rishabha te vayam. Vayam is us. By you we have been rakshita. We have been protected muhu many times in the past. Actually, we don't need this table. I think they want to getting cramped. We can remove this, and some of you can come here.
Yeah.
You can. So, this can also be
Come
done.
to me. Yeah, but
So, thank you. Do we have anything? Anyone who can sing today?
Yes, so I can do it. Yes.
what is that?
Singing.
Yeah, yeah. Deepa Mata is there. Yeah, she can sing. She's good at singing. पीछे, पीछे. Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, please.
विषजलापयात् व्यालराक्षसात् वर्षमारुतात् वैद्युतानलात् वृषमयात्मजात् विश्वतो भयात् ऋषभते वयं रक्षितामः
So, Rakshita Muhu. The same word Muhu comes at the first canto where Kunti's prayer, she says Vishan Mahagne Purusha Darshana. There also she says Muhu again and again. You have saved us from troubles. Because the gopis are also saying similar. Krishna, you have a track record. And you have, advanced the gopis saying, you have to preserve your reputation. You are the protector. Will the protector now become the destroyer? So, how can you do this? How can you abandon us? Now, if we consider in these pastimes, were the gopis themselves present in all these pastimes? So, Visha Jala Peyad, well, that was primarily the Gopas who had fallen unconscious. And Krishna waited. Krishna was caught in the coils of Kaliya. And Krishna waited. So now Krishna could have got out of the coils immediately also. But there is Shastra Praman and then there is Loka Praman. Loka Praman is basically those who are wise people, their words also have some authority. There are many Vraja stories which come from Loka Praman. So what especially the devotees in Barsana, they say is that why did Krishna stay caught in the coils of Kaliya? Because Krishna wanted Radharani to see him dancing. So Krishna waited. So the Brajvasis came. Vrindavan is near. If you see Kaliya, it's quite close to Vrindavan, but it's a little far from Barsana. Now, of course, Radharani, she was born in Barsana. Then later on, she went to Raval. But here, she was in Barsana. You can come here.
That's it.
You will not be able to see from there. So he waited for the gopis to also come. And then when the gopis came, now the audience is there, now let's start dancing. It is like that. So Krishna is also, he's a heroic person, he's a Veera Yoshita. So the gopis were in that sense observing that when Radharani and all the gopis came, they saw it. The Gopas are just lying, that Krishna is caught in this coils. So what's happening over here? So they were concerned. Now Vyala Rakshasa, with respect to Aghasur, the gopis themselves were not threatened. And yet they are saying, Rishabha te vayam rakshitamu. You protected us many times. So while at one level the gopis are a particular set of devotees, the gopis also say that, if you see, they started with Janmana Vraja. So when they are using the word us, they are using it at one level to refer to themselves, but they are also including Vrajavasis. So Vrindavan is a small village. When one of the characters of say small villages or small towns, it's big in one sense, but it's small. One of the characteristics of small towns is that everyone knows everyone. Everyone cares for everyone in one sense. So it's like everyone's business is everyone's business over there. That is one flip side. You have no privacy, but sometimes privacy can be overvalued. But the point is that the Vrajavasis here they are saying that when you rescued the Gopis are saying you rescued us also. So that was because they are also part of Vrindavan. So they are including that incident also. And then if you consider Krishna's pastimes, his childhood initially like demons like Putana and Trinavat, they come to his home itself. Because Krishna is a small child over there. So Putana, Trinavat and Jatasura. These three come right into Krishna's home. And then of course the Damodar also happens in Krishna's courtyard. This is the time when Krishna is still small. This is Golo, with Gokul. But then afterwards, most of the incidents are not at home. Krishna has gone out and the demons come over there. The idea is that the demons think that we can catch Krishna alone, or if Krishna is surrounded by some other kids, then they are all to stop us. They don't want to. See, well, Kamsa is cruel. Kamsa also doesn't want to come off as very brutal. That's why he doesn't decide that he sends an entire army to destroy all of Vrindavan. He sends one demon at a time to try to kill Krishna. And his idea is that he says, okay, surely this demon will succeed. This demon is very powerful. This demon is very powerful. But for them, they go to Vrindavan and yet Gatvan and Vartante. They go to Vrindavan and they just don't come back. But all the demons they try to sneak in because Kamsa doesn't want an outright confrontation. And even later also, even in the wrestling arena, that's when people start thinking it's unfair. Krishna and Balaram are small, they're just children, and these are powerful wrestlers. And Kamsa tries to justify that by saying that actually, you boys wrestle with each other, and you kill demons also. So you're not just kids. You can fight over here. So there also, when there is something unfair, he tries to justify that it's not unfair. So the demons who come in, they sneak in. So in that sense, the demons are not a danger directly to the gopis because they are targeting Krishna, and most of them Krishna is with the gopas, or Krishna is alone at times. But Govardhan Leela was one when everybody was together. So it's interesting that normally we think of Govardhan Leela as water, but the gopis are saying three things here. What are the three things? Varsha, Marut, and Vaidyu. So it's really not, I mean, heavy rains are troublesome, but heavy rains with stormy winds, that's even more dangerous. And then along with that, lightning is falling constantly. So Indra basically deployed all the power that he had to try to destroy Vrindavan. And Krishna not only protected them, Krishna just effortlessly protected them. He not only effortlessly protected them, it's also like Krishna even protected the protector. It's like that means not only the Vrajavasis were not hurt, but even Govardhan was not damaged. It was utter humiliation for Indra. It's like, some big bodybuilder comes and punches the other person right in the face, and he expects this will be a knockout blow, and then he looks at it as if the person is not just standing as it is. There's not even a sign of a knock on his jaw. What happened? So it's leave alone being defeated. It is not only dented, nothing happened. We can come here.
You can come here.
So,
Prabhu, here.
Here.
Yes, he wants you to come here.
So anyway, the point is that this was Krishna thoroughly protected the Vrajavasis, and it was an unprecedented danger. no other demon, in one sense, endangered. No demon at all. Not only no other demon. No demon endangered all of Vrindavan. There was a forest fire also, but that forest fire was not in Vrindavan. It was outside. So this was a big danger. The Vrajavasis were a very much part of it. Now another thing is that the Acharyas comment that here the last line, third line basically, is describing demons who are going to come in the future. This is 29 to 33 chapters. And Yomasur and Arishtasur, they come in between 35 to 40 chapters. So it's in the future. So now, how are the gopis talking about the future? So here is an indication of the Aishwarya. Not only do the gopis know Krishna's supreme position, but the gopis also, they are also not ordinary souls. They are also realized souls. They know about Krishna's past. So now Krishna's pastimes, they happen in different kalpas. Krishna's pastimes, there is this theme of foreseeing Krishna's pastime that comes here for the first time in the 10th canto. Now Gargamuni says your son will do extraordinary things. Gargamuni doesn't say exactly what he will do. Now of course there is a prophecy at his birth that he is going to kill Kamsa. But within the Rajalila, this is the first time there is a direct prophecy. Where the gopis are not really prophesying also, they are saying this is what you will do in the future. In fact, they are saying you have protected us. Vishabate vayam rakshitam. So basically the gopis are also very evolved souls and they are also Trikalagya. We know that this is a very big subject, but the Goswami analyzed that the gopis, they are many of them from different categories. So broadly, the gopis, they come to Vrindavan, or the gopis in Krishna Lila, they come from various sources. There are gopis who are Nitya Siddha, they just come with Krishna from the spiritual world. Then there are the Rushichari gopis. Rushichari means that these are those who were Rishis in Ram Lila. And then they saw Lord Ram with Sita and Chitrakoot and they desired a similar intimacy with the Lord. And the Lord said, in my future avatar. And then there are some of the gopis are Apsaras. They are in heavens and they have seen the Lord's pastimes and they desire to be a part of those pastimes. And they also come. Now this is not an exhaustive list by any means, but this is the syndicated list. And there are a few who are also sadhana siddha. So especially it is described that these gopis, some of them, they are not yet pure enough to be with Krishna. So when Krishna plays the flute, at that time their family doesn't let them go. And they are stopped. And when they are stopped, their separation from Krishna becomes so unbearable. It said the fire of separation becomes the fire in which they just give up their mortal coil. And in their spiritual form, they go to Krishna. So there are many different kinds of gopis. So the point is that the gopis are not just, they are cowherd maidens, but they are not just cowherd maidens. They are much more than that. So the gopis also, at least the gopi offering this prayer, has that ability of being Trikalagya. She knows Krishna's future pastimes. So they are saying that Krishna is like, it's like you protected us in the past. This is the present. You protected in the past, you're going to protect in the future. But how can you not protect now? Rishabhate vayam rashita. So you have protected us again and again. And this theme, and the gopis, they are very deeply remembering Krishna and not just Krishna's pastimes. Yes, they remember Krishna's pastimes, but they remember Krishna's pastimes as they relate with them. So Krishna is not just a historical figure who's performed who did some activity long ago. Krishna's pastimes relate to all of us because we are all trying to be devotees of Krishna. So in the previous chapter, this is the 31st chapter, the 30th chapter describes how the gopis when Krishna suddenly goes away from them, they find it so unbearable that at one level they're searching for Krishna, but at the same time, while searching for Krishna, they're calling out to the wildlife in Krishna, the flowers, the trees, the tulsi, the birds, the deer. Have you seen Krishna? And simultaneously, they're also reenacting Krishna's pastimes. One gopi becomes Kali, another gopi climbs on top of her. One gopi becomes Putana, and another gopi climbs on her. They're doing all kinds of things. And it's almost like they become mad because of this. So it's described Unmadandha. Unmad is mad. Unmad Andha. Andha is blind. So blinded by madness. It's like a double statement. Madness is bad enough, blindness is bad enough, but blindness and madness coming together it's extremely dangerous. But this is how, in fact, the first reference to the gopis in the Bhagavatam is by Bhishma Pitama. In the 9th chapter of the first canto, the first reference to Vrindavan is in the 8th chapter in Kunti's prayers, but there is Gopya Dade Vaikata Vasudavadavat. There she is referring to Yashodamai. Kunti doesn't refer to the gopis in the Madhuryas. But it's interesting, Bhishma remembers, and what he remembers about the gopis is that how mad they were in love for Krishna. That's where he used the word Unmadandha. So that madness and blindness, that in one sense is considered. Why is Bhishma remembering it at that time? Because that is considered the summit of devotion. The highest devotion, that separation from Krishna becomes so unbearable for them that they just can't see anything. They just become mad. We'll come back to the theme of Madanda a little later when we talk about it. But here the point is that the gopis, when they are remembering the pastimes, it is they are remembering themselves in relationship with the pastimes. And for them, it's very personal. Krishna has protected them. And how can that Krishna abandon them now? That is their motivation. You can sing this a few times more. We'll go to the next verse. So each line will be 2-3 times. Now as the gopis are contemplating about Krishna's extraordinary deeds, that they start seeing that actually, Krishna, you are not one among us. A person who does all these things, that person must be extraordinary. So they say, Na khalu gopika nandano bhavan. And khalu, certainly, you are certainly not gopika nandan. We generally, in traditional cultures or in close communities, you refer to people sometimes by their direct names, but you are referred to them as by their relationships. This person's son, this person's daughter, this person's sister, this person's brother, like that. So yes, you are definitely not Gopika Nandana. Here the Gopika is Ishwari. So you are not Gopika Nandana, certainly not. Then who are you? She said, okay, sorry. Khalu Gopika Nandano Bhavan. You are actually the supreme being who dwells in the hearts of all living beings. Akhila Dehina, all living beings. Antaratma. Druk, that you are the inner seer inside the hearts of all living beings. And then the question might come, okay, the inner seer, if this inner seer, why has he come outside? So Vikhanasarthito Vishwaguptaye. So Vikhanas refers to Lord Brahma. Artito. So when he was in distress, he beseeched you, please come and help. So this is, if you go to the start of 10th canto, Bhumi Devi along with others go to Brahma and they all pray to Vishnu. Please save us from the demons who are terrorizing the earth. So Vikhanasarthito. So because Vikhana, Brahmaji prayed to you, therefore Vishwaguptaye. You came for the protection of the universe. So Gupta can mean secret, but Gupta also means to protect. So Vishwaguptaye, that you came to protect the universe. And then where did you come? Sakha, oh friend, Uday you are. They like a rose, like the sun rises, Surya Uday. So like that the sun, like you are risen. Where? Satvatam Kule. The Satvatam Kule is at the Yadu dynasty is known by many names. And then the Rishi dynasty, the Andhak dynasty, the Bhoja dynasty, they are all related. So Krishna is here, they say you came in the Satvata dynasty. So Satvatam Kule. So now the link between these four lines is fascinating, and different acharyas have given different explanations of that. Let's look at that, but we'll sing the words once, and then we will contemplate it, and then we will sing it once again last time. Yeah.
Gopika Nandano Bhavan.
Nakalu Gopika Nandano Bhavan.
Nakalu Gopika Nandano Bhavan.
Nakalu Gopika Nandano Bhavan.
Akhila Dehinam Antaratmagre.
Akhila Dehinam Antaratmagre.
Akhila Dehinam Antaratmagre.
Akhila Dehinam Antaratmagre.
Nakalu Gopika Nandano Bhavan.
Nakalu Gopika Nandano Bhavan.
Akhila Dehinam Antaratmagre.
Akhila Dehinam Antaratmagre.
Vikhana Sakhito Vishwaguptaye.
Vikhana Sakhito Vishwaguptaye.
Sakhau Devan Satvatam Kule.
Sakau Devan Satvatam Kule.
Vikhana Sakhito Vishwaguptaye.
Vikhana Sakhito Vishwaguptaye.
Sakhau Devan Satvatam Kule.
Sakau Devan Satvatam Kule.
in this verse, and we discussed how all the verses are basically a call to Krishna. Please come back. So here, where did this change?
Just now.
Is you able to see while you're reciting?
No.
Yes.
We saw the verse afterwards. Yeah. No.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I was not in samadhi, you can disturb me. Something like that happens. There's no Shri who will curse you. So, so the first line is saying, you are certainly not the son of Yashoda. And then there are four distinct parts, and the link between these four parts is fascinating. So it may seem that okay, that you are not one among us, you don't care for us. You are not Yashoda's son. But then who are you? You are Akhila Dehina Antaratma. You are the inner seer in the hearts of all of us. And all living beings means you are inside us also. And then you can see in how much agony we are. So when you see how much agony we are in, please come back. When if we know somebody is in big trouble, somebody may call, please come to my house. And you say, okay, I don't have time, maybe I'll come later. But if we know that person is in great crisis, then we'll get a priority. Yes, I'll go there and be with you. So like that, now somebody may say that, oh, I was in so much trouble, you didn't come to me. Well, I never knew that you were in trouble. You may just make a casual call, please come. But then how do I know? Is that we are not the super soul. But he says that you are literally the super soul, isn't it? You know how much distress we are in. That Akhila Dehina Antaratma. You can see from within our hearts in how much agony you are, and yet how can you let us remain in such agony? Please, Krishna, come back. But then Krishna will say, in this material world, everybody suffers according to their karma. So you are simply suffering according to your own karma. But you see that, when there is great distress, you don't let karma take its course, you intervene. So, and that is, see, when the demons are taking over the earth, that is also karma only. But when karma becomes too disruptive, the avatar comes. So he says that, Vikhala Sarthito Vishwaguptaye. So even if it is our own karma we are suffering, but when there is great suffering and when there is a call for intervention, Brahmaji called and then you came to this world. So, Vishwaguptaye, you came to protect this world and we are also part of this world. So if you have come to protect this world, how can you not protect us? Please come back. Because Vishwaguptaye, please come and protect us. And then they say that, Krishna may say that, but the world is such a big place, there are so many people to protect. I can't come to you right now. No, but you appeared right next to us. The world may be a big place, but Mathura and Vrindavan are very close to each other. So, you Satvatam Kule, that you appeared in the Satvata dynasty. And thus, you please come and protect us. So, Sakha Udeyivan. Now, this combination of words Sakha and Udeyivan, that is also fascinating. Because in that very verse, at one level, the gopis are saying that, you are the Antaratma Dhruv, you are the person to whom Brahmaji prayed to come. And yet, they just cannot forget that Krishna is their Sakha. Sakha. Sakha is what? Sakha is not Nath. Sakha is friend, not master. So, while there is the awareness of Krishna's Aishwarya, Krishna's greatness is very much there, but along with that, there is there's constantly the flavor of their particular relationship is there. So, oh friend, Sakha, Uday. Now, Uday, you are, and they're saying that itself, the sun rises. So, they are in that very part of that verse, that very phrase, you can say, they are also acknowledging that you're not an ordinary person. You have appeared in this world just like the sun rises. Krishna's birth is not like our birth. So, while the word Janmana Vraja was used in the first verse, so now there is whenever we use words, so Janma, there is a conventional use of the word, and then there is a philosophical use of the word. So, whenever the word is used in the conventional sense, so like we say Janmashtami, now the word Janma is there within that itself. But then we say Krishna is Aja, and Krishna does not have Janma. That's why we use the word appearance. We use the word appearance and not birth. But then we may say, if we are using so careful about using the word appearance, then why is it called Janmashtami? Isn't it? Why is the word Janma used over there? The technical word for appearance would be Avirbhav. Avirbhav and Tirobhav. So why is it not Avirbhav Ashtami? It's quite a mouthful of word. Avirbhav Ashtami, first of all. So why is it Janmashtami if Krishna doesn't have any Janma? So the point is that there are certain places where words are used in a conventional sense. And there are certain places where the words are used in a philosophically precise sense. So for example, the word soul. Now there is a philosophical sense of the word and there is a conventional sense of the word. A philosophical sense is that the soul is a fundamental irreducible particle. That is the core of our being. And that is who we essentially are. And the Gita uses this in the second chapter, in this sense. But then suppose we hear phrases like put your heart and soul in service. Now, what does it mean? I reach inside, take out my soul and put it there. Now what does it mean? So there when we use put your heart and soul in service, soul refers to the spirit. Put all your emotion, put your energy. So the word spirit is also used in the conventional, which is a non-literal sense. The word soul is also used like that. And the same Krishna who uses the soul in the literal sense, the philosophically precise sense, so that same Krishna also uses the word Atma in a non-literal sense. So especially in chapter 16. Twice he does that. In 16.9 and then again in 21 specifically. So in 16:21 is Trividham Narkasyena Dwara Nashanam Atmanaha. Now in 2:17 Krishna has said Avinashi tu tadvidhi. The soul cannot be destroyed. And he is saying Nashanam Atmanaha. So how can the soul be destroyed? The point is the soul is not destroyed, but he's talking about Kama, Krodha, Lobha, and these destroy the spiritual inclination of the soul. The spiritual inquiry, the spiritual inclination, the spiritual realization, all that is destroyed. So here when Nashanam is used, it's in a non-literal sense. And similarly before that in 16.9 also, Etam Drishtim Ashtabhya Ashtatmano Alpabuddhaya. When Krishna is talking about atheism and materialism, he says this destroys the Atma. Again, it's a non-literal or conventional sense. So we have to know when words are used in what sense. So yes, in a philosophically precise sense, the word is appearance, which will be avirbhav. But there are many places where the word is used in a conventional sense. So Janma is when the person comes to our vision, when the person comes in this world. And Krishna himself uses this word, Janma Karma Chivaya. Just this is 4.9 in 4.6. The gopis have used the word Janma before, right in the Janmana Vraja. But here they are also showing their awareness of Krishna's position, that Krishna does not take birth. Sakha Udeva. Just like the sun rises, when the sun rises, the sun is not created. The sun is already there. So similarly, they are saying that actually the sun does not, that you have simply arisen. Sakha Udeya. So you have arisen very close to us. Satvatam Kule. Therefore, please come and rescue us. Please deliver us from this distress. So now, the gopis, when they're offering this prayer, at this point, basically, what they're trying to do is, like I had mentioned this earlier, they're using the Aishwarya in the service of the Madhuri. So they know Krishna is divine position. That Krishna is the super soul, Krishna is the Lord who is prayed to you by Brahma. But he's our Sakha. Please come with us. Please come back and be with us. So the Madhurya mood is prominent in, and everything else is to aid the Madhurya mood. And I'll make one last point. This is going to make in 2 verses later, but it's relevant over here. So the gopis, they are in immense distress. In the previous verse, when they said that Vadha, and how can you kill us? That's 2 verses ago. But they are on the verge of, for them, without Krishna, life is unbearable. Like Mahaprabhu says, Shunyaitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virayate. And the whole world is a void. Now, it's not just, it's an unbearable void for the gopis. And they just feel, Krishna, without you, we cannot survive. And while this is great agony, but it is also a truth that love in separation is considered to be the sound.
Sorry, sir. He's coordinating Prashadam. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, done.
From disembodied sound is coming. So, I was saying that love in separation is considered the highest. Now, why is love in separation? So the gopis, when they are in this unbearable agony, at one level, it's just agony, they're suffering. But this mood of the gopis, the agony in separation from Krishna, that is considered the highest state of love. That now, why would anybody consider agony? Normally, if we love someone, we want to be with that person. And if you're separated from that person, we want the separation to end, to be united with that person again. So why would the state of separation be considered to be the summit of devotion? And that, there's a composition called Padyavali. Padyavali is, Rupa Goswami has composed a set of verses. He's not composed, he's compiled a set of verses, which are when composed by different authors, and some of them are also anonymous. So there's one poet who's praying, who is expressing Radharani's sentiment. He says, "Oh Krishna, I prefer separation from you to union with you." No, this would seem the complete opposite. Why would he prefer separation? But he says that Krishna, when I'm united with you, I see you only in one place. When I'm separated from you, I see you everywhere. And therefore, I consider separation from you better than union with you. Now what is said is, in this separation, what happens in separation, viraha, is that there is intensification of recollection, of remembrance. Because sometimes when the person is with us, we might take them for granted. But when they are not there, then we remember them much more intensely. So in tomorrow's session, I'll talk about the whole idea of, did the gopis take Krishna for granted? Did the gopis become proud? That I'll talk tomorrow. But here, the key theme is that when there is separation, there is intensification of the remembrance. And then that remembrance, at one level, what happens is, separation is like poison. It's unbearable. But remembrance of Krishna is like nectar. So, it is that the more the remembrance of Krishna, the more it is like nectar. Hmm? Whereas the more the separation from Krishna, the more it is like poison. So what it is that this love in separation from Krishna, it is because it's separation, it's bitter or painful. But because the remembrance is more, it's considered to be especially exalted and sweet. So it's that this state of love and separation often has the most intense recollection. And because Krishna at one level is non-different from his name, so Krishna is also non-different from his remembrance. Even the smriti of Krishna, there are multiple levels, and we'll talk about that also later. But if there is very deep remembrance of Krishna, then there is a manifestation of Krishna through the remembrance also. And when that happens, then that is actually an experience of Krishna which is much deeper than when one is not seeing Krishna. So, in one sense, Krishna has disappeared from the vision of the gopis. And we could say Krishna has gone somewhere away. But another understanding is that, Gopal in Anand this comes up, that it is that Krishna has not disappeared and gone away from the gopis. Krishna has disappeared and gone into the heart of the gopis. So their hearts are extremely deeply filled, enriched with Krishna's presence. And that is why they are saying, Akhila Dehinam Antaratmaduk. That Krishna, you are inside our hearts. But we don't just want you inside, we want you outside also. So, while the inner presence of Krishna is wonderful, but a devotee desires to love and serve Krishna with every single faculty that is there. So, a devotee, if Krishna is there in the heart, it's wonderful. A devotee is grateful for that. But a devotee also desires that if Krishna comes before my eyes, I can use these eyes in his service, I can behold his form. And if we see the Damodara Ashtakam, there is this progression. The fourth and the fifth verses are what? Let me remember you. What is the last line of the fourth verse? Varam deva moksham na moksha udinna chanyam praneham vareshadapiha. Idam deva purnata gopalam
Sada me manasya
virashtam
virashtam.
that may you always be there in my heart. May that memory be always. And then it's the next verse. So first is it's more like a recollection of that past time. That I don't want any past time except that I don't want any other boon except that your remembrance. But then it's the next verse is even more closer. What is it? Not just a remembrance of you, O Lord, but your face. Idam te mukhamboji matyanjanilai, rutam kundalai snigdhara preshcharotya,
Muschumbitam bimbaratadaram me manasya virashtam alam lakshalabhi.
So, manasya virasta. May this form be always manifested. It's just not the form, but the space specifically. The face where there is. So the pastime is of Krishna's reciprocation of love with Yashodamai. But within that, in Krishna's face, there muhush chumbitam. When Yashodamai has kissed Krishna, is a mark of her kiss on his cheek. She's saying that face itself is a sign of the face itself is a remembrance of the loving reciprocation of Yashoda and Krishna. And I want to remember this face always. But then, after that, what happens is, there is inner remembrance and that's wonderful. That's what he desires. The next verse he says is, Namo Deva Damodar Ananta Vishnu Prasida Prabhu Nikajala Vimagnam Kripa Drishti Vishya Viviram Vatanu Gramane Shama Madhyam Edya Akshidrushya. So it's a Edya Akshidrushya. Akshidrushya is to these eyes become visible. So the first two verses, the fourth, fifth verses are more about may you be remembered always in my heart. But they say that although I'm unqualified, Deenam Vatana, but please become manifest to these eyes also. So at one level, when their love and separation is there, the devotees experience Krishna very deeply in their hearts. Because when there is love, actually there can be no separation. Because Krishna is everywhere. So Krishna is in the heart also. And when there is love, there is a deep connection with Krishna in the heart. But just as Satyavat Muni is saying, still, I know you are in the heart, still I want to see you. So similarly, the gopis are saying, yes, you are there in the heart, but you see how much agony is there. So please come. So in fact, this is the lesson that Krishna wants to teach Uddhava. When Uddhava goes with a letter from from Krishna to the Vrajavasis. So that letter is a bit philosophical. Krishna says, so Uddhava decides, I'll give a purport to the letter. He says, oh, these gopis are just, they are cowboy women. What will they understand the philosophy? So he tries to tell them that Krishna is, separation to Krishna is impossible. Because Krishna is in the heart. And he tries to explain to the gopis, yeah, that's all right, but when is he coming back? So now, the way they speak it, it is almost their dismissal of the philosophy. But the love with which they speak it, that's how they understand actually that their love for Krishna is so great. It is not that they are ignorant of the philosophy, it is that they are transcendent to the philosophy. That we don't feel Krishna's presence. Now that's because our level of devotion is not so high. So we don't feel Krishna in the heart. Now the gopis feel Krishna in the heart, but their love is so great that they don't really care for Krishna in the heart. They want Krishna to come out. So, they want Krishna to be manifest. So that's the mood over in Krishna. You are in the heart, we know that. But that doesn't satisfy, that doesn't relieve us of our agony. Therefore, please come back. Please manifest to our mission. So bhakti is actually sensory spirituality. It is we use all our senses. That's why there's so many devotees prayers that Tunde Tandavini Ratan. That let me have hundreds of tongues to chant the holy name. Let me have crores of ears to hear the holy names. Let my eyes always behold your form. There's so many prayers like that. So a devotee wants the remembrance, definitely. But at the highest level, what it is that a devotee doesn't just want the remembrance. A devotee also wants the perception of the Lord. Not just the smaran of the Lord, but also the darshan of the Lord. Now, this is a journey. For us, right now we try to cultivate the smaran. And smaran is what is important for us. At the highest level, for the devotee, the smaran is always going on. The gopis never forget Krishna. But for them, the remembrance is not enough. They long for the darshan of Krishna, for the perception of Krishna. That is what they are calling out. So this is the, there is, at one level, there is no remembrance. Then there is remembrance. And then there is remembrance plus perception. So the gopis are already at this level and they want to go to this level. So because the remembrance is so great in the separation, so love and separation is considered very great. But at the same time, while it is great love, the gopis are not satisfied with that. And that's why they want to be united with Krishna. So the next verse, the gopis will continue this theme and they will again beseech Krishna to come, to return in a slightly different way. So today we just discussed three main points. The first we discussed how the gopis, they are not just ordinary. They are extraordinary in the sense that there are many different kinds of gopis are there. They have not only knowledge of Krishna's Aishwarya, they are themselves great souls. But the idea is Aishwarya is used in the service of Madhavya. They are knowing Krishna, how he has protected them from so many times in the past, and therefore they are saying, protect us now. So please protect us. And they are saying that, yes, when you're protecting us now, the theme was that we discussed each of these lines, if you consider A, B, C, D, 4 lines in this verse. So you can say A and B, can you say, please come back, please return. So Krishna You are so first of all, you see how much distress is in our heart. So please come. A, B, and C is also please return. Yeah, it's we will be suffering our karma, but you intervene when there is great distress. You came to protect the universe, so please come. And lastly, you may have to protect the whole universe.
So please protect us.
But you may say there are so many places to protect, but you appear right close to us. So please protect us. So please return. And the last part we discussed is how there's in love and separation. It is both, because it's separation, so it's poison. But because there is intense remembrance, so it's like nectar. So it is an exalted state of devotion because the remembrance is so deep. Still, nonetheless, what happens is the devotees, they want, so it is deep remembrance is there. So that's why it's a very exalted state. But at the same time, the devotee doesn't want that state. The devotee wants Krishna not just within, but Krishna without also. That they want not just the perception of Krishna, but not only the remembrance of Krishna, but also the perception of Krishna. That is what the gopis are saying. Yes, you are indwelling, but we want you to be outdwelling also. We want you to see you externally also. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Can sing once more. Last time before finish.
Both the voices.
No, just the last verse.
Nakhalu gopika nandano bhavan.
Nakhalu gopika nandano bhavan.
Akhila devina antaratmadu.
Akhila devina antaratmadu.
Vikhala sathito vishwaguptaye.
Vikhala sathito vishwaguptaye.
Sakhau devan satvatam kule.
Sakhau devan satvatam kule.
Nakhalu gopika nandano bhavan.
Nakhalu gopika nandano bhavan.
Akhila devina antaratmade.
Akhila devina antaratmade.
Vikhana sathito vishwaguptaye.
Vikhala sathito vishwaguptaye.
Sakhau devan satvatam kule.
Sakhau devan satvatam kule.
Gopi Gita ki
Jai.
Shri Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
Krishna Bhagwan ki
Jai.
Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Kai Gaur Prema.
Let us thank His grace. Chaitanya Charan Prabhuji with 3,000 enthusiastic.
Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol!
I was today morning contemplating, thinking, again and again I'm thinking the same thing, Prabhu, that how come this is happening here? I don't know how I can let go of that thought. But I was also feeling how unfortunate are those who are not attending this. Just imagine, the only criteria to come here was whoever is chanting 16 rounds. Just imagine, just for chanting 16 rounds, we are able to hear the most loving, confidential, and the most Lucerian side of Bhagavatam. Just imagine what will we get when we start attentively chanting this. That what we can really reach to. What Prabhuji is giving us is, sometimes it's difficult to assimilate when you are receiving it. After that, you might start getting side effects. I know all your legs cannot be moved now, they're all numb. But just behold that this discomfort is going to take us to the most comfortable place. And like gopis are running from forest to forest, we are running from house to house. Tomorrow,
You have become mad and blind.
sugar. So, tomorrow the class was planned in my house, but then it's so difficult to keep Krishna with you, isn't it? I mean, like you have to give it to others. And we were thinking, whichever other house it did not go. Huh?
We can do in our home.
But you already done one in your room. So that's the house.
Yeah.
Huh? So we'll do it in Raju Prabhu's house. Okay, so tomorrow the session will happen in Raju Prabhu's house. It is there in Manikonda, right? So you can make sure you know the map and all that, you know, so that you're not struggling in the morning. If somebody wants to do a trial run today night, go and come.
New
Don't come
liquid is
late.
open. New liquid is open. That is very, it's very
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah. Whichever way, you can come by land, by air, whichever way you want, but reach on time. Hare Krishna. It's already taken.
Okay, okay.
No, it's fine. Yes, fine. Hare Krishna.
Mataji is scared of driving down Manikonda in the traffic.
Yeah. You can bring some people along with you. That's fine. On the way. So tomorrow morning again, please don't come late because you know once the class starts, people keep walking in and out. It removes us from the forest where Prabhuji takes us. So please come early. And now we have time for honor prasadam. Please honor prasadam. 8:30 exact. 8:30 exact. So try to be there by 8:15. It's a good idea to sit together and chant one round. What do you think?
Yes.
So let's come so that we all can chant a round, at least one or two, along with other devotees also. Every morning it's happening, and this habit is going to, you know, it's very difficult to break also. As much as it is difficult to make, it's also difficult to break, right? So I think till next Thursday we are going to get this unbelievable nectar and keeping it completely offline, not releasing it because I want all of you here, wherever we can go. There's nothing like in presence satsang. I'm very grateful to all Matajis especially because they have to do so many courses and come yesterday night. Almost some people left at 11 o'clock. You know, so still you made it here. I'm really grateful to everyone. So let us thank once again Prabhuji with real and enthusiastic. There are Saturday and Sunday programs also lined up. I'll be putting them in the group. So try to come to those venues wherever you are. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, I want to share small sentence. When Prabhuji is saying about the gopis, Lord Krishna is in the heart. In the same way, maybe Prabhuji's videos are in the YouTube or somewhere, but Prabhuji's presence is here.
Yes.
I felt that really He is expressing, I felt that Prabhuji. I want to share.
We were also getting some part of Prabhuji inside us about thinking in different dimensions. Hare Krishna. Yeah, you want to say something?
Prabhuji's yesterday's lecture when we were talking about immoral and transmoral, one Mataji Anonymous. So she messaged me a question and she asked me to ask. Okay?
Should we do it today or tomorrow?
Should we do it?
Just one.
Sure.
Yes,
She
yes,
asked
yes.
question to his guest Chaitanya Charan Prabhu on my behalf. My husband thinks I'm going to too many devotional programs. If I lie to him about where I'm going to satsangs, telling him going to work, is it immoral or trans-immoral?
If I answer that, will that be moral or transformation? It'll take some time to answer that. Maybe in one of the weekly programs or something like that. Because I'll talk about balancing the relationship. And it is an important question, and I'll address it elaborately, adequately.
Sunday feast.
Or you can record it also. Or you can
So actually-
Sunday feast. Prabhu will answer. Okay. And there is one more question to Santosh Ayati Prabhu. I thought I'll ask, but then there is time constraint. So let's keep parking. Sunday, we can get some more clarification. Anyway, it will be a closer group. Most of us are, practicing devotees coming on Sunday evening. So Prabhuji might, if you choose to, you can give some answers on that day.
Sure.
Because all of them will anyway come that day.
Sure.
Yeah, let's park our
We'll keep that question definitely. I'll address that elaborately.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
అయిపోయింది అయిపోయింది మాట్లాడుకుంటాం
Prabhuji, mat kar dijiye.
ప్రసాదం అంతా టేక్ కేరింగ్ నేను తీసుకుంటాను ఆఫీస్ ఇక్కడ